All right, what is up, guys? This is Chef from the Denver Broncos bringing you a TSSL production, Road to Redemption. This is a show where we follow the Tampa Bay Buccaneers throughout their ups and downs of the season. And the coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is Tommy Chung, aka Gato.
Hey guys, it's Elgato. You probably recognize the voice from the podcast. Well, we're here to document our road to redemption. We were ecstatic to draft Brian Wimbley. He came out of Florida State, just shy under 200 pounds. A lot of these guys were kind of a little hesitant on drafting him because of his size, but he is 6 foot. His zone coverage, I believe he was like a B minus coming out of FSU. But what really caught my attention is his jumping ability, being 23 years old coming out of FSU. Quality pickup. We couldn't be more happy to have Brian Wimbley in Tampa. Welcome to the Bucks.
All right, Coach Chung, how do you feel about ending up 10-6 and missing the playoffs?
First, you got to really look at it like this. We improved on last season, but improving on last season wasn't enough. This team, the talent on this team, the schedule we had, I really felt this team could win a bare minimum of 12 games. And we were there. Simple mistakes, timely mistakes, more aptly put.
All right, guys, here's the top 5 of the best players the Buccaneers had last season. At number 5, we have Charles Sims. He carried the team on his back with his rushing attempts. Surprise, it's not Doug Martin, but oh well. Here comes at number 4, we have Jameis Winston, the crab leg stealer. Let's see if he can do better than he did last season. He kind of struggled. Number 3, we have O.J. Howard. This man carried the receptions for him. Number 2, we have Brian Wimbley, his rookie, who won Defensive Player of the Year. Let's see if he can keep it up in his second season. And at number 1, we have K'Wan Alexander. He had so many interceptions, a couple pick sixes. He really killed the game. And now let's go ahead and talk about our season leaders for the Buccaneers. Now, the first one we're going to talk about is Mr. Crab Leg Stealer. He can go both ways. He did relatively okay. He had a good amount of completions, good amount of touchdowns, but that interception ratio is absolutely terrible. That shouldn't happen. 22 interceptions should definitely not happen. That's something that needs to get better, but that's something that he's going to work on. So let's go ahead and let's talk about our rushing leaders. And now, this man, Charles Sims, you would expect, hey, Buccaneers, Doug Martin, let's go ahead and lead it with Doug Martin. No, Charles Sims came in. He said, "This is my team." Only 4 touchdowns. It's kind of a bummer, but a decent amount of yards. He kind of led the team. Maybe Charles Sims does it this season again. Maybe he doesn't. But we'll go ahead and see. So the last one we're going to talk about is the receiving leader, and this is O.J. Howard. He had a good amount of receptions, a lot of yards for those receptions. He averaged 12.5. Longest was 74, 8 touchdowns. He was able to finagle his way through, and he had just so many chances. So those are the overall stats from last season. So now we're going to transition to an interview question that kind of, sparks the Buccaneers coach Tommy Chong. Now, we asked what we can expect him to do for this next season and how his last season panned out. So I have a quote from him. He said, "We believe last season our schedule, we were a 12-13 win team, and sure as shit, we dropped 3 games that we had in our hands and finished at 10-6 on the outside of the playoffs for a second straight season. As this is our road to redemption, playoffs are a bust. Like, it's playoffs or bust for season 8. So that's pretty much where we're at. So, Tommy Chong is going to have to finesse his way into 1 or 2 more wins in his 3rd season as a head coach, or maybe Tampa Bay decides, hey, we need a new coach. So let's go and transition to our offseason and our preseason. So here we go.
How do you think AJ Can will do for you, and why did you pick him up? Is there any specific reason?
This is a team that just hasn't really been able to win the line of scrimmage consistently. And with our lack of like a key running back, someone that can just take the ball every down, third down running back too. Just inconsistencies. The O-line, both the left guard and the right guard, aging, digressing, not very good to begin with. Looking to move this, he's very strong. I believe he has like an 89 strength. Low 80s on his pass and run block, but he's really going to add someone that's stable and that I can count on right next to Ali Marpet at center. Just really got to get tougher up the middle.
Coach Chung, falling short of the playoffs 2 years in a row must hurt. The people of Tampa Bay are fully supporting you, but obviously you want to get them into the playoffs. So what are you going to do this year? Not so much that's different, but that's more improved to get you that extra win or the extra 2 wins, since you fell 1 or 2 wins short both years in a row.
Well, there's a few things that come to mind immediately. I guess I'm going to start with what can we continue to stay doing well. Defensively, we're a top 3 rush defense the last 2 seasons. Believe we're top 10 defense overall in the league. So, with our rookies coming into their next season with Lindsey and Wembley, I think that we're going to get better. We're still strong up front. But on the other side of the ball, I already addressed this a little bit. We got to win the line of scrimmage. We have to get upgraded up front. We have to establish a pecking order. One of these running backs is going to come out on top. I'm looking to find a workhorse. I don't want to do a committee so much. I think it tips your hand too much when you start running too many running backs back there. You can kind of fall into like a blueprint. But I think the most important thing for this team is Jameis Winston. He's coming to age. He's 25, still a real young guy, but he's steadily developing. I don't want to say we gave our last game of the season to Atlanta, but Jameis made too many mistakes. There's Jameis being Jameis. He about put 9 points up on the board for Atlanta by himself. So I think he had like a 70-some% QBR this season. He has to get better, more efficient. If he gets more efficient, Mike Evans gets more touches, this offense can get off the ground. A more balanced attack from both sides of the ball is, I think, what's going to get this team into the playoffs.
All right, guys, this has been our first episode of Road to Redemption. Tune in next time for the overview of weeks 1 through 5. This is Chef signing out. Peace.